Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. The Sports Report is on the air again. My friend Gary Patterson is here with me, and it's the morning after the Super Bowl.
Is it? Yes, it is.
And Kansas City won the game. I didn't enjoy the game, to be honest with you. Wasn't well played.
Wasn't a great game.
No. But if you were rooting for Kansas City,
I was rooting for Kansas City, so
it was a great game.
That fourth quarter was something.
I was rooting for San Francisco, so it was a disaster.
Yeah, fourth quarter.
But I'll tell you what, it wasn't a disaster by either team. I thought both teams played well until the very last half a dozen minutes of the game.
Yeah, the last 7 minutes.
Mahomes pulled it out.
He did.
He did. I thought Garoppolo played well until the end, and then he got fumble-fingered too.
Yeah.
So there's pressure.
He missed some big passes, though, Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm.
That Emmanuel Sanders down the middle, he overthrew him.
He did.
You know, you gotta complete that ball, and you can't throw it long. Even if you throw it a little short, put it up, make
for
it
grabs.
contested,
Yeah.
maybe draw a pass interference. You know, but that was a big play.
If you overthrow it,
and he overthrew it by 5 yards.
Oh boy, he did.
So that was a problem.
And I was impressed early on by San Francisco's defense, but in the fourth quarter they were tired.
Yeah, I think they ran out of gas.
Yep, they really did.
Yeah. And the secondary, the corners, both gave it up.
Yep. Yeah. Richard Sherman.
Sherman
really
got beat.
should file his retirement papers now.
Mosley blew the coverage on the Tyreek Hill play. He was supposed to be playing 3 deep, and he.
Do you know, how do you stop a Tyreek Hill? You know, I guess you've got to pressure the quarterback to get rid of the ball faster. And I guess you could double cover him, I guess, is the only thing I can think of. But he is so bloody elusive.
That was a big play. I mean, that's 3rd and 15.
Yeah. Do you know that what
Big
sets
play.
him apart is he's not just a burner.
Yeah.
But he has got real football moves.
Yeah, he runs good routes.
He's very elusive.
And he runs a 4-2.
Yeah. Well, that's quite a combination.
Yeah.
So anyway, I suspect that we just ought to talk about the Super Bowl. I got a bunch of other stuff, but
Okay.
let's continue on with the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Anybody else really impress you or depress you or?
Well, yeah, I thought Kansas City. I can't think of the guy's name. The running back. I thought should have been the MVP of the game. Actually, had over 100 yards rushing, caught a bunch of balls.
Yeah,
out
but
of the
guess what?
backfield.
They lost.
Well, I'm talking about the San
Kansas.
Francisco guy.
Okay.
Kansas City.
Okay.
So he was good. San Francisco's defense, I thought, like we just said, ran out of gas. I mean, that's an impressive young defense. They're not going anywhere either.
San Francisco's going to get better.
They're going to get better.
This whole thing was sort of like heat treating metal.
Yeah.
When it cools down, it's tougher than it was.
Right.
And they got some young players. Bosa.
Oh,
I mean,
what a player.
What an armful he is.
Yeah.
And you know, his brother is the same deal.
Yeah.
Man, the cookie cutter was used twice there. In
Yeah,
their
the Bosa
family.
family's
By
impressive.
the way, there's a third kid, isn't there?
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'll tell you, he is. I don't know how. Well, again, you double team him. I mean, what else you gonna do?
Yeah, you can't double team everybody, though.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting to see what happens going forward. I mean, I think Kansas City, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. I don't know how you don't conclude that at this point. So,
yeah.
I mean, Jackson, MVP, deserved to be MVP. But if you had to take Jackson or Mahomes right now for the next 5 years, who would you take?
Oh, yeah, Mahomes.
I'd take Mahomes every single time.
You know, when he was interviewed on TV as one of the Heisman Trophy finalists, I saw it was on cable, not on regular network TV. I was surprised at two things. How intelligent he was.
Oh, yeah. Well
and how
spoken.
articulate he was.
Yes.
And just, you say to yourself, boy, if I'd be proud to have him for my son.
Yeah.
I mean, jeepers creepers.
Yeah, he's a class act.
He really and truly is.
Yeah. And he's only 24 years old.
That's right.
So he's,
Hey.
you know, how many will he win?
The world is his oyster right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I would think he's got a terrific arm.
Yeah.
I would think they would do everything they could now to curtail his running.
Yeah.
Because he can get hurt.
He can get hurt.
And that would not be good.
I'll tell you the biggest thing that jumped out at me in the game, though, is, you know, having a great quarterback is obviously the key to everything, right? But weapons. When you look at Brady and, you know, who he had this year with, you know, Philip Dorsett and, you know, and then you look at both of those teams and who those guys are throwing to.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, Watkins, you know.
Kelsey, to my mind, should have been the MVP.
He could have been. He very well could have been.
Direct snap. Did he go in for the? No, the touchdown was a pass.
Yeah.
But the direct
He did
snap
have
was a first down.
Yeah.
But also his blocking was fierce.
Yeah.
He is, I would guess, the best tight end in football right now.
Yeah, well, Kittle's not bad either.
No, Kittle's not bad, but
Kittle does everything.
yeah.
You know, so those two are probably the two best tight ends in all of football.
And it shows exactly the problem with the Patriots this year.
Absolutely.
I mean, no tight end.
No tight end.
I mean, they might as well have had you and me out there
and receivers
taking
that
turns.
couldn't get open.
That's right, yeah.
You know.
That's exactly right. I don't care how fast Philip Dorsett is. I don't care how hard he works in practice. He doesn't get it done.
Doesn't get open.
So that experiment is over.
I would think so.
See you later. I mean, what in the name of... I read, well, you know, Brady loves Dorsett. He'll be back for another year. Another year of what?
You know, I'm not sure I object to the kid coming back, but he's got to be a fourth or fifth receiver.
Well, he was this year, really.
But
I mean,
to me, though, watching those two teams, that all through the playoff run, and saying, you know, Tom Brady doesn't have any weapons like these guys have.
Do you want to hear a magic number? 34.
34.
Yeah, that's how old Edelman's going to be.
Yeah.
And he plays... I mean, he looks like one of those metal balls in tabletop game, you know, boom, 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 all over the place. Much longer is he going to be able to do this?
Right.
And by the way, do you worry about him later on, all the hits he takes?
Yeah.
I mean,
just like I did about Welker, same thing. I mean, Welker got laid out.
Man, alive.
So we'll see. But, you know, that's what it pointed out to me is the Patriots really, you know, assuming Tom Brady's coming back, and I think he is, they got to get him some weapons. And there's, you know, a number of tight ends in free agency this year. It's actually a very good wide receiver draft, supposedly. Yeah,
wide receivers. There isn't a tight end worthy of the name in the draft.
Not in the top, not in the first round. The mocks I've seen, I don't think there's even a tight end in the first
round. You're probably going to find one, maybe in the second round.
Right, where we don't have a pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, at least we don't have a pick yet. I think the Patriots will. I think Bill will trade out of 23 and try to pick up a couple more picks.
Before we get to the Patriots, so we'll do that next.
Okay.
I do have a couple of things that struck me about the Super Bowl. The halftime show.
Yeah, I didn't see too much of it.
Well, he didn't miss anything.
That's what I understand.
It was young women gyrating.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Which I don't care about the halftime show anyway. I don't think of, aside from the country and western singer, Tania Swaim, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that one because
she's
a good singer. Other than that, I haven't watched one ever.
Yeah. I watched Paul McCartney when he did it.
Yeah.
A few years back.
The people talk about the halftime show. Can't wait to see it. Oh boy. And then it's the ads.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Let's write down the best ones and we'll talk about it Monday at work. And
yeah.
Ads are something to be ignored.
Yeah, I didn't think they were all,
The Bill Murray one, Groundhog Day, was imaginative. It wasn't funny, but it was imaginative.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll ask you a question. What were they advertising on that ad?
I don't recall.
No. So that was how effective that ad was.
Not that effective,
because I don't either.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I think it was Jeep. Wasn't it the Jeep one? I think it was the Jeep one for the new Jeep pickup.
I don't know.
I think it was.
But that shows how effective that ad was.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't stick with you.
Right.
The other thing,
Did you see Tom Brady's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was clever the way they leaked the picture first and get everybody talking about He's walking away from the Patriots. Yeah. Walking into a commercial for money.
He's not going anywhere.
Nope. By the way, the odds are you have to put up 300 to make 100 on if Brady signs with the Patriots.
Is that right?
Yeah. The shortest odds are him signing with, I forget who, $800. Put up 100 to win 800.
Yeah.
But the shortest is put up 300 to make 100 that he signs with the Patriots.
I think it's here or the Chargers. That's what I think.
Well,
Chargers, I've thought that for a while.
The Chargers were not the team.
They extended their coach yesterday.
Did they really?
They did.
Huh. I didn't see that. And Jay-Z and Beyonce sitting during the national anthem, him with his hat on. Anybody would buy whatever it is they do. What do they do anyway? They sing?
They sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anybody that would buy anything that they do, don't do it. I mean, if you can't stand up for the national anthem and take your hat off, the hell with you. You're out. Take a hike. All right. So how are the Patriots going to rebuild as the league raids their coaching staff and front office?
Well, I'm not sure they're going to, raise the front office. I mean, all along we've thought Caserio was going to Houston.
They got somebody else in the front office, but I mean, it was a lower level guy.
Yeah, and Caserio, Houston brought somebody in and then named Bill O'Brien general manager.
Yeah. The story is,
which really surprised me.
The story in the paper is they still want Caserio.
Is that right?
Yeah, they want him to be negotiations manager and draft manager or something like that.
No. He's
you
got
know
more
what?
responsibility than that here. Yeah, it's all about the money.
It's
Absolutely.
all about the money. If prestige or self-gratification were the answer, he would have been gone long ago.
Yeah.
But he just sits back and very quietly makes, I'll be willing to bet you a damn good year's pay.
Absolutely.
I would guess that he is sort of, remember the old minister without portfolio that was a popular position? He was general manager without portfolio.
Yeah, without the title, yeah.
I'd be willing to bet you that he used probably pulling 3.5,
3?
4
Yeah, I would
million.
say 3 to 4.
Yeah. So the bigger question would be that the copycats, are they going to be able to replicate the Patriot way? The answer? Only in varying degrees, but not totally, because of the Patriot who never gets the credit he deserves. And that's the owner, Bob Kraft.
Yeah.
Who, with his son Jonathan, do what they do best, the business and the money end of things. And they stay out of the spotlight. Submerge their egos and let the players play, the coaches coach, and the management team manage. Look at the rest of the league and the interfering owners dictating draft choices, firing coaches, firing GMs. They've never heard the word continuity. They demand being stars themselves, being in the spotlight with the players. And I think that is, anybody that's going to do it the Patriot way, better figure out that's the right way to go. And
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
Well,
You're not going to get Jimmy Haslam and D to say, we're sitting in the owner's box from now on and we are hands off.
yeah, not them, no.
They were Mr. and Mrs. Coach Choice Committee.
Right, they want to meet with the coach every Monday morning after the game.
Oh, in the hiring process.
Yeah.
Why'd you do this?
Now, the one place that, might be able to do that is Kansas City with the Hunt family. I mean, I think...
Yeah, but they're successful. They don't have to do it the Patriot way.
Right. But in terms of sustainability,
Yeah.
right, they've got a 24-year-old superstar quarterback.
Yep.
They've got Andy Reid, who's, a good coach.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, the Hunts are a founding father in
yes,
the
they
league
are.
in 1960.
Cornerstone, right?
Yeah.
Like the Rooneys.
Lamar Hunt.
Yeah.
And the Rooneys and the Maras. Although the Maras are, the young Mara there that's in charge now thinks of himself as a GM a little bit. My money,
So the antithesis of that is Cleveland.
Yep.
Is Dallas with Jerry Jones.
Yep.
Hovering over everything.
Absolutely. Atlanta with the owner there out walking the sidelines.
Yeah.
Man alive.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I did see the odds late last night. They posted the first odds to win the Super Bowl next year.
Uh-huh.
And the Patriots were in the 5th spot.
Okay.
After Kansas City, San Francisco, Baltimore, and New Orleans were ahead of the Patriots. I was a little surprised about New Orleans because
Brees is coming back. He said he wants to come back.
Yeah.
And they want him back.
Then they'll work that out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So as we look at the Pats, there's a lot of holes. This could be an up and down sort of year. So we have the Tom Brady drama. This would be an ideal time to say goodbye to Tom and his $30 million 2-year contract that he wants. So
I'd give it to him.
what do? Do we tell Bill B when he comes onto our show next week what we should be doing? You're in the camp of giving it to him.
I am in the camp of giving it to him, and I'm in the camp of getting him some weapons.
Well,
and
if we give him that money, there's not going to be any money left to go out on the free agent market and bring it. Because we don't want we don't need just one horse.
No, we don't need just one horse.
No.
But we've got some draft picks. I think they can free up some money. I mean, they paid a big chunk of money to Antonio Brown that they don't have to pay next year.
Yeah,
the cap can be maneuvered. Let's face it, the cap can be maneuvered.
Of players that you can redo their salaries. Dante Hightower is one.
Yeah.
The wide receiver, Mohamed Sanu that we got.
Yeah.
You can rejigger his. Yeah, you can find.
You can work
$4 million here and $6 million here.
Yep.
But I'm looking for $40 million or something like that. I mean, we got to go out and make a big bang and get three. We got to get a tight end. Not going to get him in the draft, so it's going to be a free agent.
Be a free agent.
So you're going to have to, because everybody else wants tight. Well, not everybody, but tight ends are a real rare commodity right now. So you're going to end up overpaying for an ordinary tight end.
You're going to pay 8 to 10.
Yeah, for a guy that last year would have got 4.
Right.
And that's not a good way to spend your money.
It's not, but that's what you have to do, I think. I mean, they have to address tight end. To me, it's the number one thing on the team.
Well, and I'll tell you what, and I think we talked about this last week, but I'll reiterate myself. I want a real bull, like Corey Dillon type fullback,
running back, big back.
Yeah. I want somebody that's going to knock guys over.
Like Derrick Henry.
Sonny Michel is, I think, if we had, well, I think, first of all, if we had the fullback, what's his name?
Devlin.
Devlin. That if we had him, it would have been a different Sonny Michel this year.
Yeah.
Because he's one of the best blockers. In fact, he was one of the real keys to the Patriots. And you only know that when he goes missing.
Right.
But key to the ground game. And also, he took those short handoffs, the quick hits into the end zone, that kind of stuff, too.
Yeah.
But I think the Patriots are, I don't think they're going to find anybody that's really going to help them out.
Well,
they're going to enjoy the Patriots being down.
Oh, of course. But there's things you can do. I mean, they're going to lose Tooney, so you're going to have to address the offensive line. Yeah, looks like David Andrews will be back, which is great. That's huge.
Yeah.
I think that really hurt them.
And you moved Karras over to guard.
Yeah.
Like Tooney. Took him a couple of years, but this was, what?
Third round.
Was this the first year that Karras played full-time? I think it is.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. And
he did fine.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
One sack.
Yeah.
As to the center, allowed.
Yeah.
So he'll, suppose we do plug him in at guard and he does well, he's a free agent after next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, that's the way it works.
That's it.
Right. So, and of course they need, the offensive line is an issue because Dante's leaving. Dante's retiring again.
When he retired the first time, they won the Super Bowl the next year. So
offensive line, secondary, I think they need to think about the safety positions.
Well, McCourty wants to come back. And he wants his brother to come back, too. And they want to play together. Or, gee, we want to play together. Hopefully it's here, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be Miami.
Yeah. So, you let him walk?
It depends. If Devin McCourty wants $10 million, I let him walk.
Well, he'll be looking for something. But at 32, how the hell do you give him $10 million?
Well, that's the problem. There's teams like the Dolphins with $100 million in cap space.
Well, tell you what, take them both.
Yeah, they very well might.
Because here's the thing.
They might grab Tooney, too.
If you pay Devin $10 million, all right?
Yeah.
Then you got to pay his brother $3?
At least.
Yeah. Because he's going to insist on his brother be a part of the package.
Yeah.
So now you're looking, $13, $14 million, and he's lost a step, the brother.
Yeah.
So I just...
To be honest with you, I'm fine with letting them both go.
I am too. I am too.
I love Devin McCourty. He's been a great Patriot, but...
He's a super guy, too.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. But you know what? At $14 million for the pair just doesn't make sense.
Too much.
No. So you got some young D-backs.
You do.
And...
Yeah, the other thing they have is a couple of young offensive linemen from the last couple of years.
That's right.
That
haven't been able to get in there.
Been able to get in.
I think, is one.
Yeah, they were like third, fourth round picks. Mm-hmm. Where the Patriots have feasted on third and fourth round picks on the offensive line in the last 15 years.
The offensive line, it just seems like a matter of pride that they want to play every snap.
And I think it takes them. Yeah, and I think it takes the kids a year or two to grab.
Just exactly like the quarterback situation. Brady won't let them play.
Right. So that's the thing that's a big variable, right? You don't know really what do they already have, right? It's like some of the defensive linemen like Rivers that they had for a couple of years, and you never saw the guy in the field, and then he finally gets on this year and did okay.
What's this guy for Kansas City? Was it Peddle?
Yeah.
The middle guard?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like a football player yesterday out there.
So
he stops up the middle. But
you don't really know what they have
with the Patriots.
So they got to free up some money. We have a tendency to see all the wrinkles and the warts because we watch them every Sunday.
Yep.
But 3 or 4 key additions, they're right there.
Yeah, but you know what? They have a history with their additions. They don't always work out.
No, they don't. But every team has that.
Well, it's going to be interesting, and I think you and I are going to have to stay tuned with every move.
Okay.
I just got a couple of quick hitters here. A really good book from the Norfolk Library. Mm-hmm. Sleep No More.
Sleep No More.
By Greg Iles. I-S-L-E-S.
I've read some
He's
of
a
his.
good writer.
Yes.
And this one, it's like a step into another dimension. You have to accept something like this is possible. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a hell of a good read.
He's a good author. I've read some of his stuff in the past.
He is. StubHub said the average ticket price yesterday was, before kickoff, $6,513.
Yeah. That's why I was sitting in front of my fireplace watching it on TV.
And comfortable.
And very comfortable.
Gordon Hayward. I was not aware of the fact he has an opt-out clause this year.
Yeah, I hope he takes it.
Really?
I do.
I think he's playing outstanding basketball.
He's playing well, but he's tying up a lot of dough.
$34,187,000. Yeah. But now, he could well opt out and renegotiate and re-sign with the Celtics. He
could.
And that would put him up around $40 million.
Yeah, too much.
I happen to love him.
I like him as a player, but it's harder to manipulate at the NBA level than it is the NFL level. Mm-hmm. So, and Tatum's coming up. This is the year for Tatum, right? Last year was Brown. Yep. They signed Brown.
Yep. Oh, they'll sign Tatum.
And they need to sign Tatum.
They'll get him signed.
I'm sure they will.
Mm-hmm. But he facilitates so much when he's out there, Hayward. He's a lot more than just a scorer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a complete basketball player. When he puts his mind to it, he's a pretty good rebounder, too.
I'd love him at 15 to 18 a year.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not so sure I love him at 34.
And I would love to go buy a new Hyundai Genesis for $22,000, too.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, those robbers want $90,000 for it. Man, I looked at that car at the auto show.
Did you?
Ooh.
Pricey, huh?
Yeah, but what a car.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Oh.
They're beautiful cars.
Boy, oh boy. One of the interesting things, one of the writers asked Hayward, I'm trying to get him to say something stupid, I'm sure, but the next deal you sign has got to be about long-term security for your family, isn't it? And listen, if you can't take care of your family on $34 million that you get this year without worry, you got to worry about the next $160,000?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. What do you think about the coronavirus?
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's, my own view is it's not going to be as devastating as everybody thinks.
I think it's far worse than everybody thinks right now, though, because the Chinese have just shut everything down.
We don't really know what's going on
Yeah,
in China.
that's right.
That's the problem.
They've just shut the door and locked it. And 165 deaths.
Right, and the flu's already killed, 10,000 this winter?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
But it's spreading, I'm sure. And otherwise, they wouldn't be taking these measures.
Yeah.
But let's hope it, we've got the plans in place to shut down traffic from China.
Yeah. I noticed the market's back up today, so...
Yeah, about halfway back up.
Yeah.
But any bad news tomorrow, we'll have another pullback and another down, I think. It's gonna bounce around a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Before it smooths out. So
we're due for a correction.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then you get buying opportunities all over the place.
Yeah.
The Iowa
That's not to say I don't think it can't be 32,000 by the end of the year.
No, I think it will.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Iowa caucus is tonight.
Tonight as we tape, yes.
Yeah. So, here is the latest numbers from New Hampshire. Not from Iowa, but from New Hampshire. Bernie Sanders, 30%. Joe Biden, 24%. Senator Warren, 17%. Mayor Pete, 8%. Bloomberg, I think was 8% also, and Klobuchar 4%.
Yeah.
So
Bernie's going to win it up there.
Yeah,
he came really close last time.
I think he'll take Iowa also.
I do too.
Yeah.
And then the Democratic Party will be in full panic mode.
Oh, they are now.
They already are.
They are. The moderate wing of the party, the Hillary Clinton wing, is fighting with Bernie Sanders. He's fighting with them. There's blood in the streets.
Now supposedly John Kerry's even talking about maybe getting back in.
Can you believe that he said that? Because he said that at an open mic. That supposedly he didn't know
he was on the phone.
Open.
Well, he was on the phone.
Oh, was on the phone.
He was in a restaurant on the phone.
And he didn't think anybody overheard.
And there was a reporter sitting at the next table. Oh, listening to him. So, come on in, John. Come on in. You can campaign with Deval Patrick. Yeah. See how that works out.
Yeah, that'd be a good partnership. So tomorrow night, the State of the Union.
Yeah.
Supposedly, the 5 points the president's going to make is the economic comeback, the blue-collar boom, supporting working families by lowering health care costs.
Okay, well, we've been talking about it a long time. We need to make it happen.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, and add prescription drugs to that, too.
Yes. Well, they're closing, I think the donut hole closes this year.
What do you mean?
Or next. In the Plan D drug plan that we have. There's a donut hole where you're covered up to a certain point. Then you're on your own for a while, and then after you've reached the big point, then you go on, you pay 5% and the government pays 95% for your drugs.
Okay.
So supposedly that donut hole is going to close. I think it's this year supposed to be. The safe borders and cleaning up the immigration problem with legislation, the things he's going to touch on. Now, he'll call me tonight just to get
I'm sure he will. Yeah.
So is there anything you'd like to see him talk about?
I'd like to see him talk about promoting families.
Yep.
And the need to have families.
Yeah.
I think we have a younger generation that they're not having kids like we did because they're screwed. A lot of them are graduating with tons of college debt. They want to buy a house, and to buy a little 3-bedroom ranch, it's $400,000. you know.
They're also, I think, very hung up on themselves, and I think they're selfish.
Perhaps. But who wasn't, right? When you're young.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
suppose. I don't know.
I just think it's very difficult for young people, 25 to 35 years old, to get established. Like, we had an opportunity to get established. I bought my first house. It was $75,000. $75,000.
I paid 21, I think, for my first house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I sold it 4 years later in an hour for $175,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know how it works. I don't know how and as somebody who's invested in some real estate, I'm concerned. I don't know how all the real estate transfers over the next 25 years as our generation moves on.
It depends. If the economy
and maintain those prices.
If the economy continues to boom, we all know everything can't go up forever. But if the trend is up, I think housing will go up with it, and I think people will be able to afford it. However, if we have a slowdown in the economy, housing will get hit.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll get hit hard.
So the problem is, how do young people overcome their college loans, be actually able to buy a house, and then have children?
So the children come last.
And they got to go buy a car, and the car is $50,000, And wages are going up, but they ain't going up that much, right?
You can bring those kids and let them talk to me. I can find good used cars for them for $10,000.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, they all have caveat appetites, but a little short in the cash department.
But to answer your original question, that's what I'd like to see the president address, is what are you going to do for these 20 to 35-year-olds who have been dealt a tough hand, quite frankly. Mm-hmm. They got, I'm writing some books, and I'm really tempted to write a book and kind of pirate off of Tom Brokaw's The Greatest Generation and write a book called The Worst Generation. The generation that was handed the golden egg, got stoned, and dropped it, right? Because I just don't know what we're handing off to the next generation.
Let me tell you.
$23 trillion in debt for the government. They're looking at,
more than that.
In 20 years, these kids are all looking at 50% tax rates. Easy.
Well,
how else are you going to pay off that debt? And so our generation incurred all this debt at the same time that we got rich, right? And how do they get to that same level that we got to?
Yeah, but by the same token here, before we you have me in tears here, let me remind you of the starting salaries that a lot of these college graduates are getting, six-figure numbers.
Yeah, they have to.
All right, and I got beans.
Yeah, as did I.
And so
my first salary out of college with a college degree was $14,000.
I have a friend of mine who his son graduated from college and said, "Dad, will you come with me and help me pick out my first car, my first new car?" He got a job, and so what? Well, he's going to buy a Porsche.
Well.
And my friend said, how do you think you can afford this? Well, I can make the payments. Well, how are you going to pay for your rent of your apartment? How about insurance? How about your health plan? How about entertainment? How about this? How about that? How about this? How about that?
Yeah.
And the kid says, "I'm not making enough money." He said, "What? Do you know what your starting salary is? For heaven's sakes.
$100,000 ain't what it used to be."
But there's got to be a reality check in this country. I think that I blame the athletes, Not them per se, but the structure that pays them $7 million, $9 million, $15 million.
It's blind man.
And the same, I know, but you got your family, my family. They're sitting home saying, I should bust my ass for $75,000 a year when this bozo basketball player is making $30 million a year.
Well, if you can't dunk, the answer is yes.
Yeah. The same thing with entertainment. I mean, these people, how much money they get every time they have a concert.
Yeah.
And we've got this.
But again, nobody's got a gun to your head making you buy those tickets.
I don't. I have never been to a concert in my life.
I go to them all the time. They're pricey. I'm going to New York in March to see Celine Dion. I was informed.
Well, I hope you're going to put your foot down and say, I'm not going.
No, I'm going.
I'm going to stay home and I'm going to watch.
Well, you know, we always stay with my daughter lives in Manhattan, so we stay with her, so it's not bad. I just got to buy a train ticket down there.
I don't know. Well, anyway.
But anyway, to
yes,
answer your question, that's what I'd like to see the president address.
Okay.
In addition to the other things, I think the other things are all important.
Now, do you realize something? That in different parts of the country, the kids are doing fine.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you
I agree.
The
two coasts
expensive state in the union.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're doing fine in Kansas and in Nebraska.
Yeah.
And in Texas.
Do you want to live in Nebraska?
Do you want to live here much longer?
Me personally, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Me personally.
But yeah.
So my daughter left here and she went to an even more expensive place. She lives in Manhattan, for crying out loud.
Well, then
which is ridiculous.
I guess there's something to be said that the kids are doing all right.
She is doing okay.
Yeah. Shoot. All right. Well, we need to do okay here.
Let's get back to sports.
Over under.
Yeah, over under.
New York Yankees.
Yeah.
101.5.
Over.
Over. Gary, over. Bill, over. The Rays, 90.5.
I'd probably go over on that too.
Gary,
they got that good young
over.
pitching staff.
Bill, over. Red Sox, 88.5.
I'm going under.
Gary under, Bill under. Well, we agree.
Yeah, there you go.
The Red Sox are going
the Red Sox are still a work in process.
Yeah.
You know, a couple months ago, you went off a little bit on Heimblum, and I told you, talk to me February 1st. Okay, it's February 1st.
We're talking.
Right.
He hasn't done anything.
He really hasn't done much. He brought in a fifth starter. Porcello's gone.
Now, would you tell me something? Because I look at you as...
But he's about to trade Mookie. I'm convinced of that.
A very wise man. Would you explain to me what John Henry's tirade was in the paper 2 or 3 weeks ago in that interview he had with, I think it was Shaughnessy.
It was Shaughnessy. They were exchanging emails.
Yeah. And the aim is to us to be competitive. I have never said they have to be under $208 million.
Yeah.
I have told management to build a team the right way and stay competitive, and that's what we're going to do.
Right.
And now he is paralyzed because that is not the matching orders he's been given. He's been told to get it under 208. And he must be saying to himself, what the hell did I get myself into?
Right. Well, it's all about NESN, right? It's all about the ratings, the cash flow from NESN, which is substantial, right? And what happens in those years, like a couple, 2, 3 years ago, when those TVs all get shut off at the end of July? That's a problem for them, right?
Well,
the NESN cash flow is a cash cow.
It is a cash cow.
Yeah.
And they bought the Bruins out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fenway Sports. But you're absolutely right about that. And when that goes down 3 points.
It's huge.
It is huge because what goes down also is your ad revenue.
The ad rates, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not going to invest all kinds of money in a television program where fewer and fewer people are watching it, and this is going to be a year where it's going to go down.
Right. So if it's August 1st and they're, in fourth place, 18 games out of first,
See you later.
those TVs are clicking off.
That's right.
That's a problem for John Henry.
I think it is. I think you're absolutely right. However, he's got the other side of the coin. Liverpool is hemorrhaging money for him.
Yeah.
I mean, they're undefeated.
Are they?
In the Premier League. They got like a 20-something point lead. They've just been immense this year.
Yeah.
They're going to go undefeated unless lightning strikes.
Huh. I didn't realize they were that good.
And
I don't really follow it, so.
I enjoy watching it.
Yeah. My son likes it.
Yeah. The Cardinals general manager, John Mozeliak, says there has been a change in interest for the National League to go to the DH. Could be 2021 or 2022 will be the year the collective bargaining agreement. The collective bargaining agreement expires December 2020. So it could be 2021 or 2022 when they'll go to the DH. There's a couple of people still fighting it in the National League. But he said there's more and more interest in doing it. I say that it's got to go one way or the other. Either the American League has got to go back to playing real, honest, traditional baseball, or the National League has got to come over. Because you can't have apples playing oranges.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Which one would you prefer?
As I would prefer going back to the original way baseball was played.
It affects the way your team's constructed. The bench becomes so much more important. Bullpen becomes so much more important, although it's pretty important now.
The art of bunting, hit and run, strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really does. Now, I'd also like to see them increase the rosters to 27 or maybe even 28.
Yeah, that'd be fine with that.
But you could only dress 25 per game. But have 28 so that you don't have this business about waivers and sending them up and down all the time.
Yeah.
But I'll go to 26 with two guys not dressing.
Yeah.
And that would be easy enough to do. Starting pitchers, you don't dress them. I mean, what the hell are they going to do anyway?
Right.
Sit on the bench.
Right.
Yeah.
But back in the day, they used to pinch run sometimes. Right?
They used to pinch hit.
There were a lot of,
Mel Parnell was the ace of the Red Sox staff.
Earl Wilson.
Yeah, and he used to pinch hit.
Yeah.
Jessica Mendoza may be getting canned on Sunday Night Baseball.
That's what I heard.
Lou Maloney said he got that from his ESPN buddies.
I've heard the same rumor.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was from Maloney, but...
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to shed any tears.
No, she doesn't add anything.
Not really.
I mean, if she would cut back about half as much on the talk and butting in.
I'm not sure what her background is. I mean, does she have a baseball background?
Yeah, she was a baseball player. But she's just...
But I must admit that I don't generally watch the Sunday night games.
I don't either. And that's one of the reasons.
Even if the Red Sox are on it, I don't watch it.
So the Red Sox offered Mookie 10 years, $300 million.
That's what I heard.
That's, again, Maloney.
I don't think I would have done that.
And Maloney counted. Mookie counted 12 years, $420.
I'd have to do the math. So what's that come out to, 30?
They offered him 30, and he wants 35.
Maybe there's a middle ground.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not with Boris, there's no middle ground. Oh, wait a minute, he's not a Boris guy.
No, he's not a Boris
No, he's
guy.
not. He's the brothers there,
Yeah.
Karamazov, or whatever it is.
Well, I'm not doing that. So if it's me, and they're going to dig in at that number,
do you think?
I'm trading them.
Do you think that they are trying to pull San Diego into this so they could play San Diego against Los Angeles?
Oh, there's no question. There's absolutely no question.
And San Diego is not serious about this.
No, but I think the Red Sox will be fine with trading him to San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to get him as far away as possible. They're focused on the National League West, and they're trying to get some competition going.
The thing is, they're going to take back Will Myers, who has been going downhill for the last 4 years, and there's something like $61 million that they're. So if you dump Price,
Well, Price has got to be in the deal.
yeah, if you dump him, but got to take back Myers, this is not a good deal for me.
It depends on let's look at some numbers. I mean, what's the money going back and forth? I mean,
well, if
I think
they
Myers.
have to take back,
I'm not convinced Myers wouldn't be okay here.
well, no, wait a minute. Now I get apples and oranges mixed up here. That's the deal with San Diego. We have to take back Myers.
Right.
They'll give us prospects, but we have to take back Myers.
Right.
But they're offering this Margot that we sent them in the Kimball trade.
Yeah.
And he can field, but he can't hit.
Yeah.
It's the Dodgers that are willing to take Price.
Right.
But if we insist on sending them Price, we're not going to get the package that we hope for. There's a kid, Verdugo. They batted .294 in the bigs last year.
Yeah.
And they've also got another kid in A-ball that is...
pitcher, right?
Yeah. They get some good stuff. And San Diego's got some good stuff. They get a catcher down in either A or AA that is a gilt-edged
We could use one of those, too.
Yeah. So, so make the call. I'm willing to say that before the first ball is thrown in anger at spring training, the trade will happen.
I think it'll probably happen. I think it would be nice to hire a manager first. That's been a little bit slow in coming around. They're talking to some coach from Arizona.
Yeah, he's bilingual. Other than that,
that's good. I think that's a necessity these days. But has he ever managed before?
No.
Yeah. No,
well, maybe in the minors.
Cora hadn't either, but this is a tough place.
By the way, we do have 5 minutes left. This guy for the Herald wrote up about the Betts trade. In 5 of the 6 seasons, Betts has posted an OPS plus of between 108 and 135. The outlier was while playing for the 218 Red Sox, blah, 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 blah. He posted 186. It was a remarkable year, the 6th best by OPS plus since steroid testing. Betts went bonkers, hitting .346 with 47 doubles, 32 homers, and 30 stolen bases. A player who does that every year is worth $40 million.
That's the key phrase, though. A player that does that every year.
Player that does it every year. In his other 5 seasons, he's averaged .293 for a batting average versus the .346, with 36 doubles versus the 47, and 21 homers versus the 32. So
that's quite a difference.
Big difference, because that puts you, now he says, closer to a $25 million player. I think that's high for a $25 million player, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think a $20 million player.
Perhaps.
Even with the electric defense and the base running ability, that's closer to a $25 million player. And then he goes on to compare him to Trout, who murders him in all these respects.
Trout's a better player.
It is.
I like Mookie Betts, but Trout.
I love Mookie Betts.
But Trout's a better player.
Yeah. With the right team, Mookie Betts can be a very disruptive ball player.
Yeah.
Because he can steal bases, he can run, play beautiful defense.
He's a 5-tool player, no question.
I mean, there's no question about it. But he had one monstrous year.
Right. And he's 5'9", 170 pounds. So
That's right.
do you really think, I think durability for a 10-year, 12-year contract should be it's a big risk.
I would think. And I'm stealing what he basically summarizes. But boy, I'll tell you, an 8-year contract for $20 million, no, probably 22, 24 million. That's where we should be talking.
He's not taking that.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
No, because somebody is foolishly going to give him what he wants.
Yeah.
And it's the Dodgers because, and I think rightfully so, he will put them not only into the World Series, but they'll have a chance to win.
They'll have a chance.
Because he's a hell of a ball player.
He is.
And he's the missing piece. By the way, the Dodgers are willing to throw in, I think, depending upon how the deal breaks up, but Jock Peterson, who was a real hotshot prospect.
Yeah.
But he had 29 or 30 home runs last year, and defensively he's good in center field.
Yeah.
So I would think that Jackie Bradley Jr., if they do the LA deal and they do get Jock Peterson, then I think you move Jackie Bradley Jr. for whatever you can sell.
Whatever you can get.
Yeah.
The answer might have been you should have non-tendered him, but time will tell.
I think you may have something there, and see what the market said. Yeah. Well, friends, we've come to the end without barely touching some of this stuff. So next time, I promise you that we will talk about the Bruins and the Celtics.
Okay.
Both of which have some interesting things going on.
They do, yeah.
Yeah. So, on that note, friends, happy February.
Happy February.
And we'll see you somewhere around St. Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I guess we will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, take care.